This is TWiT.
Well, it's really, I think a lot. Apple's kind of caught between a rock and a hard place. They see that this is happening. They made a big investment in VR with the Vision Pro. Their bread and butter is the iPhone. But their real problem is that they promoted privacy. And AI kind of, by its very nature, is hard to do without mining huge amounts of your customers' data.
Yeah.
So
they don't have it.
They don't have it.
They have less of it.
So I think that's why they're negotiating, we hear, with both Google and OpenAI to bring their models to the phone. But if you're doing a WWDC announcing, hey, we're going to use some other company's AI, isn't that exciting? Isn't really the kind of thing, it's not made here. So I think they have an interesting challenge to show that they are paying attention. I feel like Apple doesn't have a good story with AI, no matter what they say.
No, they don't. They don't. I think, they could do interesting things. They could license it on behalf of developers for Apple apps. They could do things like that, but that's not very Apple.
Yeah.
They won't do that.
Yeah. Apple's a product company, and that's the most important thing. Google can talk about, how we're changing search and stuff, but Apple makes physical objects, and I'm not sure exactly how they incorporate AI into it. It's going to make WWDC very interesting. I think it's June 10th. It's just a few weeks away. It's going to be very interesting, for sure. Google today didn't say anything we didn't expect. Very much like OpenAI yesterday didn't say anything we expect. We're making progress in AI. It's incremental progress. The day, I remember when I first saw Stable Diffusion and was blown away by these text prompts that generated amazing images. I remember the first time we heard Suno generate a good song not so long ago. Those moments are going to get fewer and farther between until at some point we do have generative AI, if that ever happens. I think what OpenAI is doing is perhaps a little bit more interesting than what Google's doing. And I think you and I both agree Google is unfortunately in the position where they have to really focus on safety, something that they cannot achieve.
I agree, but I still say that Google is rather an unsung accomplishment when it comes to AI because as I've been saying, they've had it in all of their products for years.
Well, and most of the AI research is even from other companies.
It comes out of there.
Comes out of Google. Yeah.
Yeah. Tensor and what's the word I'm looking for? That the breakthrough for generative AI.
LLMs or GANs and
transformers.
Yeah.
And DeepMind, but also just that they made the first breaks on translation using the transformer model. They did all kinds of things, and they've been trying to catch up, not so much the technology, but in the PR, and trying to say, well, we've been there. It's like the kid in the class who says, I knew the answer. I had the answer. You didn't call on me, right? And so I think that they actually don't get as much credit as they should. Now, that doesn't get that and whatever it is now, $3 buys you a ride on the New York subway. And don't tell me how much it is because I have a card and I don't know how much it is. I just put it through.
It's a token. It's just a token. I get
a senior discount and all kinds of stuff. I don't know. So it's about $500. I don't know how much. Anyway, it was interesting, Leo, to be able to. I'm glad we did OpenAI yesterday because it's interesting to contrast the two.
Well, where Google fails miserably is in branding. And that really shouldn't matter when it comes to technology. I think you're right. Their technology is undoubtedly is good. I was very impressed with Gemini Ultra as soon as I started paying for it. I now pay for Perplexity, Gemini Ultra, OpenAI, ChatGPT. They're all
Claude too. You pay for Claude, don't you?
And, no, I don't pay for Claude, but I think we have Claude. I think Anthony's paying for Claude or somebody. But they're all roughly the same, by the way, I might add.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say anybody has a head start. I also pay for Stability AI, or rather Midjourney AI, to generate images. So I have a lot of AI subscriptions, but I don't see a lot of difference between them. And the big difference here is Google's branding is not up to par.
It's crappy. No, I agree. But yesterday we mentioned that Sundar had done an interview with Bloomberg Business Week, I think it was, and he said, basically LLMs won't get us there.
Right.
But there's another leap to be had, or probably more than one leap. And I think that leap has to come down to credibility. This whole shtick of hallucinations is BS. It has no sense of meaning. Can it gain a sense of meaning? Can it ever be trustworthy when it comes to fact? All Google's had to do all these years is understand what we say and give us a whole bunch of relevant things. Does Wolfram Alpha, has it been farther ahead and it's getting ignored?
In
Where
certain
are we
areas in mathematics, Wolfram Alpha is far
way
ahead. Yeah. I think the most important thing you're seeing here really is it's a battle of the brands. The technology is advancing roughly equally in all the companies and is advancing steadily and is advancing very interestingly. Sam Altman is the new Steve Jobs. He's a very, very good marketer and has done a great job positioning OpenAI. Google is your sad uncle who's a great inventor, but it just doesn't seem to come up with very good brand names and is not able to really show what he does, just really mishandles it. What's funny is Apple, which is a great marketer, doesn't have the story, the technology story to tell.
No, they don't.
I think we're in a very interesting transition period. I really believe that OpenAI, given the marketing genius of Sam Altman, is probably in the lead here. But Google is not to be discounted. They are the Sherman tank of AI.
Well, the other one that's out there that I keep on saying, I think, is Meta, oddly enough.
Yeah.
Meta is, unlike Apple, or like Apple, Meta's wouldn't seem in the AI business, but it very much is. It has tons of data to work with. In Jan LeCun, it has a pioneer who has a different view of how models are done, and it's gone the Android trick of going open source.
I think, though, dogmatism is really the problem for many of these companies. Each of them has a position. Meta has a position about AI. Google has a position about AI.
Yes.
Apple has a position about AI. And this is why OpenAI has an advantage, because they are completely devoid of scruples, dogma, morals. They're just going to get it done, whatever it takes. And dogma is what gets in your way. It's Jan LeCun saying, no, it's going to be this way. Sundar Pichai saying, no, it's going to be this way. I think that's what gets in your way. And Sam Altman seems to be, his attitude is, damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead. We're not going to worry about dogma, but we're just going to work as fast as we can to get to AGI. So if I were a betting man, I'd bet on that horse. However, I think it's very interesting. We're going to be in a really interesting world. What OpenAI does not have that both Google and Apple have is devices. The most logical device today for an AI chat bot is your phone. But as Alex was pointing out, and I think he's completely right, all of this is preparatory. Is the John the Baptist to the Jesus device, which will be a pair of glasses or something that is less, that you can have on all the time.
Well, the key to that, I think the most interesting moment that you caught on at the moment was, where are my glasses?
Yeah, that was interesting, wasn't it?
Of course, you'll never ask that if what you're asking it of is glasses that you have on your head. It's going to say, they're on your head, stupid. Who are you talking to?
But you know why Apple can't do that? Because as soon as we saw that, we saw, Google was keeping track of everything it saw in the video and was able to scrub back and find the glasses. And that raises these great big privacy concerns. And this is where Apple is really stuck between a rock and a hard place. The stuff that they need to do to be useful for AI is stuff that they are dogmatically opposed to. And I think
they'll find a way around it. They'll redefine.
I don't think they will. I honestly don't think they will. We'll see. June 10th, WWDC will be here, sitting here, covering it. In fact, if you want, you can join us.
That'd be unusual.
It'll be kind of fun on the coverage. I think that they are in a bad place right now for this stuff. Although I have to say, when I use OpenAI's ChatGPT 4.0, it's actually attached to the action button on my iPhone. In fact, let's just see if it's awake. It's been sleeping all morning because it's been so popular. Oh, now it's not. It's not even. Oh, yeah, here we go. Yeah, see? Hey, good to talk to you again. Are you open to questions?
What's something new you're excited about these days?
I'm wondering who you think is going to win the AI horse race between OpenAI, Apple, and Google. Maybe she's awake now.
It's a tough call since all three are major players with unique strengths. OpenAI is leading in conversational AI, Apple is strong in integrating AI with their ecosystem, and Google has vast resources and data for innovation. What do you think?
I think I'm going to fire Jeff Jarvis and Alex Kantrowitz and have you host these from now on.
That's quite a compliment. Hosting sounds like a lot of fun. What would you want to focus on in your shows?
The deep love I feel for you and all you represent.
I appreciate that, Leo. It sounds like your shows would be filled with a lot of passion and interesting insights. What are some topics you'd love to dive into more deeply?
I'm sorry, Leo. I'm doing a show right now. I have to stop talking to you, but can we take
Wait, Leo.
Hold on. Yeah?
Okay.
What would you like to ask Jeff Jarvis? Jeff has a question for you.
No problem, Leo.
Oh.
Good luck with your show.
Bye. No, I was going to ask of her. I was going to ask of you, because you're the human. Could we do a show where that watches the entire show and we can ask questions of it as the show goes on?
We can do that. We can do that right now. Right, Anthony? Can we take it will take a minute, but we could take the transcript of what we've just seen and we could ask questions of it. Absolutely. That's the tokens they're talking about. The number of tokens is the database that you could query against. And in this case, this show, we do this.
Could we do that live as it's a guest?
I think so.
I think the processing of the transcript takes about 5 to 10 minutes. So
yeah, but I'm thinking if we, I don't know. Did you see the OpenAI video of OpenAI 4.0 helping a kid do their math?
No, I didn't watch those yet. No.
Wow. I mean, let me see if I can find it on Twitter. It was here we go. I'll just play this for you.
Here with my son, and I love.
I watched this. Yes,
on this math.
This is Sal Khan.
But don't give him the answer. Yeah. You can ask questions and nudge him in the right direction. But I really want to make sure he understands
Khan Academy, of course,
himself.
Up until recently has been the place to get this kind of learning.
Of course, I'd be happy to help. Let's look at the problem together. Can you first identify which sides of the triangle are the
prosody?
I just wish it talked like a robot, personally.
You can. Well, no, it's very simple. You just tell it, talk like a robot. I have a prompt that I say, be concise and friendly, but not too chatty. So you can customize it. I actually want to figure out how I get it to sound like Scarlett like that, but that's something. That's my own personal problems. I am very interested in seeing what's going to happen. Jason Howell's tweet, real AI experts will download the full 2-hour keynote, export to MP3, run that through an AI transcriber, upload the transcript to Gemini, and ask it to do a comprehensive summary complete with headings and bullet points. And you know what? I don't think that's such a hard thing to do. It's on YouTube right now. You could probably have that in the next 5 minutes. So I really think we're in a very interesting time. We're not at AGI. Don't know if we'll ever get to AGI, but we are at the point where these are very useful. That video, if you continue to watch the Salman Khan video, is mind-boggling, and you could see.
Yeah, we had Sal Khan on AI Inside, and he was very eager to incorporate AI into what he does. One thing I tweeted while we were on the show, I didn't cheat too much. I only sent one tweet.
That's okay.
Was that moment when you could get an email of the video of the school board meeting and then ask it to summarize it for you. I've been pushing news organizations to do that for months now. And Hearst, in fact, is doing some of that. But in general, they're kind of lagging behind, and it just shows that Google just stepped ahead. Google can do it without the news organization.
Yeah.
It can give you greater value in local journalism in a way that we haven't conceived of yet. When we talk about saving local journalism means saving old reporters. To some extent, absolutely yes, but to some extent, no.
Yeah.
Use this technology. Figure out how to scale.
Hey, it's Leo Laporte. I hope you enjoyed this little snippet from our show This Week in Google. For the full show, you can either go to our website, twit.tv/TWiG, or find TWiG in your favorite podcast client. And, of course, there's links right below, somewhere down there, for more information.